Yep.
Cool.
All right. So, you go ahead and you're heading to a town called the town of Malera. It's a small town, not too big. The reason why you're heading here is because, let's just say, your guild or you're a mercenary or whatever, you heard that this town is has been attacked by a bunch of goblins, or at
Mhm.
least that's what the rumor says.
Mhm.
When you approach the town, it's about midday. The sun is still out, uh, and as you're approaching the town, you see that it has a gate. This gate is not really tall. It's a small stone gate that surrounds the perimeter of the town, but anyone can basically hop it. A small child, so it's not
Mhm.
very good for keeping out goblins, if anything.
Mhm.
As you enter the town, you see several buildings in a kind of like a half circle to the northwest, east, and to your south is exiting the town. On your east side, you see a building, and it has a sign over it, and you see someone kind of hammering on an anvil, and you can clearly determine that it is a blacksmith. Uh, to the northeast, near the blacksmith's building, you see a dirt path leading out, and it just leads out to you can't really see it from there without further investigation, but it looks like a giant dirt field. You're not too sure what it is. Uh, to the north, you see directly in front of you to the north, you see an inn. There's a sign. It says "Welcome to the inn." Uh, I didn't even come up with a name for the inn. I should have done that. But you see an inn, and to the right of the inn is another path, and it looks like it leads to a farm. To the northwest, you see another path, and it kind of leads to a group of buildings you see out in the distance. But without further investigations, you don't know what those buildings are. And finally, to the west of you, right next to each other, is a general goods store and a tavern. So I'll just leave you with that.
Cool. um, I'm gonna head over to that tavern. I think. I'm
All
gonna go
right.
inside and ask some people about stuff.
Okay, you go ahead and you open the door to the tavern. When you enter, you see that it's mostly empty. There's not many people. All the tables here are pretty much empty. To the right hand corner of the tavern, there's a bard's maid there. She looks a little worried, and straight ahead of you, you see the barkeep, and he's just kind of cleaning glasses and such.
Hmm. I'm gonna head on over to the barmaid first of all,
Okay,
and
you're
and I'm just
when
I'm
go.
just gonna be like, uh, what are you so worried about? What's got you so worried?
Oh, oh, um, um, nothing. Everything's fine. I'm not sure if you've heard, but there's been some goblin sighting, but otherwise it's fine. Everything is fine.
Are these goblins causing trouble?
No, 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 no.
Okay. um, can I convince her to
You
sort
want to
of
make a
open up
persuasion?
to me? Yes.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Why is my charisma so bad? God, I'm actually gonna roll this on a flat surface. I got a 4.
uh, nothing's wrong. Nothing. Everything's quite fine. I'm sure it'll go away on its own. She kind of looks to the side, like discouraged.
Okay, well I'm just I'm gonna leave her alone and go head over to the barkeep.
Alrighty. You go ahead to and head over to the barkeep. He has his robe and he's the robe just kind of covers his features, and he just grumbles to himself as he cleans the glasses around the bar.
Uh, excuse me, sir. What drinks do you have?
Ah, nothing for you.
For me?
Nothing.
And may I ask why?
Too noisy. Get out.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand back up and just walk out then.
Okay.
I'll make like an offhanded comment under my breath, like, "Oh, people in this town is so unfriendly," and just walk away.
Good. Leave. And he goes back cleaning the glasses.
Since I'm out of the tavern now, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna head over to that blacksmith dude who I saw earlier.
Okay. All right. You exit the tavern. As you do, you hear the girl whimper a bit as you leave the tavern. But you go over and head over to the blacksmith, and as you approach him, you hear him hammering on his anvil, and it seems like he's working on a weapon of sorts. And he sees you coming, and he greets you. Hi, hi, hi! How you doing? Welcome to my establishment.
Oh, hello. I came to this town because I heard that there was a quite a prevalent problem with the goblins around these parts.
Aye, yes, the goblins, they're a bunch of little shits.
Well, I just went into the tavern, and it seems that there's a rather gruff old man as the barkeep, and a rather nervous-looking lady as the barmaid.
Old man, are you talking about Joseph?
Yes, I mean, the barkeep?
Yeah, but Joseph ain't old.
He had a cloak on, I couldn't see his features, it's just his voice sounded gruff and older.
That sounds strange. Maybe he's under the weather.
Maybe he could just have a cold or something.
Could be. But Joseph is a generally nice fella. Gives me free ale every so often.
Sounds like a nice man. When I went in there, he told me that I was too noisy and that I should leave.
That doesn't sound like Joseph at all. He's very nice.
No, it doesn't. So, do you see goblins around here often?
Aye, yes, Mayor Gilbert said they've been quite a problem. To be honest, they have raided my wares at night and stole a few of my weapons.
Do you know where they live? Or where they come
I if only we knew where those bastards live, but no.
from?
Maybe Mayor Gilbert will know more than us.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time. I should come by and stop and look at some of your wares sometime.
I appreciate it, last. Thank you very much. And
No problem.
he goes
Goodbye.
back to hammering on his anvil.
Cool. Um, hmm. I'm gonna go back to the tavern.
All right. You go ahead and enter the
Can I kick
tavern.
open the door for like theatrics? Can I kick open the door?
Yes, if you like.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a roll a d20.
Hey. 4.
What? 4?
4.
You go ahead to kick the door open, but all you do is just make a loud bang. And on the other side, you hear the girl inside the tavern, kind of scream out, "Ah, not again!"
I'm gonna open the door this time and go, sorry, that was me.
As you open the door and say that, the gruffy old man, Joseph, just kind of stares at you from across the room, and he's like, "Why are you back here?"
I'm going to run up to him and I'm gonna tear his cloak off of his face.
All right. Go ahead and make a. What would that be? I gotta look. Let's just say a strength athletics check.
Athletics. That's in my. That's in strength. 11.
You try to pull the old man's cloak, but he seems a little stronger than you for some reason, and he tears off and he goes, "Ah, be gone!"
I'm gonna put at him and go, "You a goblin?"
There's no goblins here. Get out of here
Yes,
before
there is.
you invite trouble.
I'm not inviting trouble. You're inviting trouble.
He growls at you.
What kind of barkeep doesn't want someone to buy a drink?
The young girl kind of starts stepping forward, and she looks very nervous. Please, please, don't cause any trouble.
I'm just gonna go, lady. You're allowed to leave.
She looks away. I can't.
Why? Can I actually cast Detect Magic?
Go ahead.
I don't think I need to do a ritual for that, so I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Don't worry about the semantics on that. Just go ahead.
Cool. So
I'm
just kidding.
we're trying to make this like 30 minutes. I mean, we can go on for 4
Okay.
hours if you want, but
No, so I'm just gonna cast Detect Magic, and I'm gonna see if I can sense any magic in the room.
all right, perfect. So I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no magic in this room.
Okay. Then I'm gonna turn back to lady and go, then why can't you leave?
She looks to the side. I can't tell you. Please just go.
Is he a goblin?
She kind of looks at the man in the cloak and looks away and shakes her head.
I need to hear it. You need to tell me. Honestly, truthfully.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
20.
She that's beautiful. 20. You see her that she starts to cry, and she gets a little closer to you and she slightly nods. Don't they got my sister. And she whispers to you.
I'm gonna turn back to this dude and I'm just gonna be like, where'd you put her sister?
The man in the cloak rips off his cloak, and underneath the cloak is not one but two goblins.
I can't believe it's the two kids in a trench coat thing.
Ah, yes, you should have seen it coming.
I should have.
And they go ahead and brandish their weapons, and they freaking they yell, "You stupid wench!" And they go ahead and they get ready to attack you. So if you like, you can go ahead and make a roll for initiative.
I will. I'm just messaging my boyfriend. Okay. Initiative 18.
Oh, I beat you by 1. All right. So
I'm
these
so
two,
squishy.
yeah, they are squishy.
I'm squishy. We're both squishy.
Oh, are you squishy? Well,
I'm so squishy.
well, hopefully you're not that squishy. What level are your character? Is your character, by the way?
Level 1.
All right, I'm gonna do you a solid and cut these goblins level down to 1 as well.
Yay.
Yay. If you survive this, well, good on you. So the first goblin is gonna go ahead and attack. He rolls a 4. What's your armor count, by the way? Because
11.
Yeah, he goes ahead and misses. I should probably ask, what type of what type of warrior is your character? Is it a
Uh,
warrior,
uh,
mage?
her her class is a witch, so she's got 3 cantrips and 2 level 1 spells.
All right, so your
So
armor count is usually around 12. That's what I'm
yeah, so
guessing.
it's like 11 or 12. I think it's because I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a lower dex.
Okay,
Yeah,
I asked just so I can know what the armor count is off the top of my
cool.
head. All right,
Um,
so the goblin goes the first goblin goes ahead and he takes a swipe at you, but you're able to maneuver around his attack. And as for the second goblin, he also misses you.
yay! I'm gonna go and hit one of the goblins with my quarterstaff.
All right, go ahead and roll for attack.
Oh, I got 2.
Yeah, you didn't hit him.
Uh,
You go to bop him on the head, and as you swing your staff, it just he takes a side step and he bops the ground. Well, I mean, you bop the ground. That. All right, you just finished. I'm gonna have the barkeep, seeing that that you're these 2 goblins are attacking. She goes ahead and grabs the one of the chairs from the from the tables, and she's going to help you out. So she goes
nice.
ahead and takes a swing. Wow. Okay. Damn, that's good. It's a critical hit. She goes ahead and clunks one of the goblins across the head, and he is knocked out.
That's amazing.
The chair shatters. Actually, he's not knocked out. He's dead. She cracked his skull open.
I'm gonna give
So
her a high five.
yeah, she's like, she's still like a little skittish about that, but yeah, okay. So goblin number 2, after seeing his compatriot there get his skull crushed in, and seeing that it's 2 versus 1, he's gonna turn tail and run out the back door to the tavern.
Can I throw my dagger after him?
Go ahead.
10?
Ooh, okay, no. Uh, you
Damn it.
miss.
Like,
As he leaves
that,
the back door, your dagger flies through the air, and it just sticks to the door right next to him as he skedaddles out of there.
damn it. Well, I'm just gonna let him leave.
Alrighty.
Let him tell the tale of how he and his friend got bested by 2 women and one with a chair. And I'm gonna turn to the woman and I'm gonna be like, don't worry, I'm gonna help you get your sister. Do you know, have they taken her away from the village?
She starts sobbing, and it's very like she tries to talk to you, but it's really hard.
I'm gonna give her a hug because I think she needs it.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Yay!
See if you,
1.
she just breaks down. You try to hug her, but I think you hug her too tightly and it hurts. And she
Oh
just starts
damn.
to break down crying. They killed my sister.
Do you have any other family?
No, she's my only relative.
Okay. Do you have any friends?
My only friend was Joseph, but they killed him and shoved him in the closet.
Wait, his body's still in there? Wait, that's not the most important thing right now.
Probably not.
Okay. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit on a chair, you're gonna calm yourself down, and then I'm gonna help you get your sister back.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion again.
Go. 17?
She goes ahead and sits down, and she starts to calm down. She grabs a nearby tablecloth and starts to wipe down her eyes to get the tears off. They, my sister used to work here with me at the tavern, and one night when we were closing, the Joseph was out taking out the trash, and we heard a loud yell, and the goblins came in and attacked him, and they killed him, and they dragged them to the closet, and there was four of them at the time, and
Mhm.
two of them took my sister, and the other two threatened me, and because I don't know why they said they weren't ready, so they stuck here, and they scared away everyone else that came in. When I don't know what's going on. I
I'm just glad that I was able to rescue you and that you're all right. Now I'm gonna work on trying to find your sister. Did the goblins talk at all about where they were hiding out?
no, they just growled at me. But I think I think our mayor might know more.
Okay. Is it okay if I leave you? Just for you can go home. Go home, get some rest. I'm gonna go talk to the mayor.
I can show you. I can show you the way to the mayor's on my way home.
Yes, please. That'd be very nice. Thank you.
All right. She goes ahead and she stands back up and she leads you out the front door to the tavern. And she opens the door and she leads you outside and she heads northwest
Hmm.
uh, towards the group of buildings you saw earlier. And a lot of these buildings are just regular stone buildings. You notice a lot of the buildings, their windows have been broken in, and a lot of the a lot of the people here have
Hmm.
been repairing the windows, and they see you walking by,
Hmm.
and you can hear whispers of the villagers. They're like, "Oh, is that the one, Joseph? Not Joseph. What was his name? Gillard? Gil? Let's just call him Gillard. I have to write this down. Gillard.
Hmm.
Is that the one Gillard hired? Uh, I don't know." And you see them getting back to work at repairing the windows and such, and they're basically trying to reinforce their homes.
Hmm.
You get the general feeling that the goblins have broke into these people's homes and robbed them
Hmm.
earlier, which, com- besides the goblins attacking in the tavern, kind of confirms the fact that yes, goblins have been attacking this town.
Yeah.
And the barmaid leads you to this one building. It's a little bigger than the rest, and much different that it's painted blue. And
Hmm.
she goes ahead and she knocks on the door. Gillard, Gillard, it's me, Sophia. Someone's here to see you about the goblins. And you hear someone walking up to the door, and he cracks open the door, and he opens it, but not all the way. He kind of peeks his face out. "Huh, the person I hired? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, she's here." And
Hello.
uh, I hi. My name's Gillard. I'm the mayor.
I'm Anthea. I'm here because of the goblin thing. I have a couple of questions for you if you'd let me in to come speak with you. And then I want to turn to Sophia and I'd just be like, you need to go home and get some rest.
She goes ahead and she starts walking back home. Uh, Gillard stares at you. He's like, uh, "There's no goblins around, right?"
No, there's not.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
5.
He doesn't really believe you, but he opens up the door regardless. Okay,
Cool. I'm
inside
I'm
quickly
just
if you
quickly
would.
yeah, I'm just gonna quickly step inside and then let him close the door behind me.
He goes as soon as you step in. He goes ahead and he locks his door. You can see several bolts and locks, and he takes a while locking the door. And there's about five locks, and you can see he's really nervous. He's about a middle-aged man in his 40s, and he's going bald. He stares at you. He looks at you, and he's like, "Are you the goblin expert I called for?"
Yes, I am.
Oh, they I was led to the belief it was gonna be someone else.
Nope.
They called him Lord Goblin something. I don't know, but
That sounds suspiciously like a goblin name. I don't think you should trust it.
well, he was highly recommended. Uh,
Never
but
mind then.
but I'm happy. I'm happy all the well. Um, uh, do you have any information? I know a little bit. They've been pillaging our houses at night.
Mhm. I have a couple of questions for you. Is the tavern the only place that someone is I don't know goblins have come into somewhere, taken up residence and held people hostage?
What? What do you mean?
So there was this thing in the tavern, and you know Joseph?
Oh, Joseph. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
my brother.
he's dead.
What? What?
I know,
Oh,
but
not Joseph.
he
Oh,
was defending Sophia and his sister. Her sister died an honorable death, and as such, he is a hero. I know this is very hard news for you to hear, but I am here to help you get revenge against the goblins who have infiltrated, pillaged your town, and now killed your brother. I think this is a very good hero arc for you.
oh, Joseph.
I know it's a sad day.
Oh, well, oh, well. The what little information I can tell you is it started about a week or two ago, and
Mhm,
we noticed that our farm it's been torn up. The crops have been torn up, and some of the livestock have been slaughtered or
mhm,
stolen. Uh, and then it slowly spread from there and crept over to our our residence here.
mhm.
Um, maybe Farmer Joe will know more.
Okay. Okay. Just a few questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, yes, please.
Um, by any chance, did you take this land from the goblins when you set up town here?
No, this town has been here for years and years. My
Is anything like in the town or outside of the town new?
new. No. Um,
Like you've not recently plowed a new
I'm not very familiar with this land. Farmer Joe knows the land more than I do.
Okay. Um, I just have a couple suggestions about what you could do. Do you know where the goblins come from, or is that just you don't know that?
I just know they generally attack at night. Everyone right now is trying to reinforce their homes before they do so again.
Mm,
And they just come in and pillage everything at night.
yeah. Uh, the people in this town know how to use some sort of weapon that can stab things.
Uh, I'm sure some of the townfolk have something.
Well, I suggest that you should, instead of just trying to defend your town against the goblins, when they do try and come and attack you, strap knives onto really long sticks and just poke them with it.
Ah, yes, yes. Uh, yes. I'm not too sure if our townfolk will be courageous enough to do that.
Well, you know, I read a book once. It was about this girl who fell in love with a beast. And in that book, there was a scene where all the villagers went and they went and attacked the beast. All brought on, all like built up by their collective fear of the thing. Take a page out of that book. Quite literally, I have it here.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
5!
5?
5!
Do you have any points in charisma?
No.
He is generally he's not sure. He's not sure about what you're talking about. You don't think he really reads that many books when he's like, that doesn't sound like a heroic story to me.
Oh, it's very heroic. In the end, the beast turns into a man and the girl and the beast fall in love. It's actually very uplifting. Also, the villagers are wrong in this scenario. But also, this is a different scenario to that one.
Well, I you hear a knock coming from the door.
Oh, I wonder who that could be. No,
Yeah.
who is it?
He Gillard kind of hides behind you. Uh, would you mind answering that for me?
No problem. I'm just gonna go undo all his bolts and then just throw open the door.
Uh, I'm gonna say roll 20 for sleight of hand. His locks are very complex.
15.
You manage to open the locks without an issue, and you can proceed to open the door whichever way fashion you like.
Awesome. I'm gonna dramatically throw it open.
Okay, roll d20. Let's see how hard you throw that door open.
20!
Why
Why do I always roll 20s on like the bullshittiest throw?
Trust me, you're not the only one. You go ahead and you slam the door open so hard that the door shatters. It just splinters into pieces.
Oops.
On the other side, you see someone clad in armor, very cheap looking armor. You don't
Did you roll out of a bargain bin? What's that?
He looks like this.
God, that is.
He stares at you, and he kind of stares at the shattered door, and he looks back at you again.
What can I say? I'm a woman of many talents. Anyway, why are you here?
I heard there were goblins. He says coldly.
Who are you?
Goblin Slayer.
Well, that's a very accurate name. Did your parents give that to you when you were born, or did you choose it yourself?
Yes.
What? Well, there are goblins here. I actually need your help in figuring out how to rally all the villagers together. Did you read that book about the beast and how all the villagers rallied up to go kill the beast?
Yes, he has read that book. And he
Good.
nods. I see.
You're in charge of doing that, okay? While I go talk to Farmer Joe.
He looks behind you and looks at Gillard for a moment and looks back at you. Do you know where the goblins are?
No.
He looks at Gillard. Do you know where the goblins are?
He doesn't say much. He's very nervous.
I'm not too sure. Like I told this young lady, Farmer Joe might know more. He nods and he looks at you. I'll follow you.
No, you won't.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
8.
You ain't persuading this guy.
Okay, but let's just get this thing clear before we go any further. You're my sidekick.
As long as the goblins die.
God, you're no fun. And then I'm just gonna walk past him and just go, sorry about the door.
He goes ahead and falls behind you. Uh,
um, yeah,
from
so I'm
what?
gonna go head to the farmlands to Farmer
Okay,
Joe,
that is
who I don't
up in
know
the
is doing like,
northeast.
is he doing like a John Proctor? Does he have his like shirt off? Is he plowing the fields? What's going on with him?
As you approach the farm, you see the farmer also trying to secure his household, and you see him just trying to nail some boards on his windows and such.
I'm just gonna sort of yell and I'm gonna wave in a non-threatening manner, if that's possible.
Go ahead.
Also, just like, hey dude, what's up? You know, like, excuse me, sir, we have come to talk to you about the goblins.
He turns around surprised. Oh, Holly, how are you doing there?
Oh god,
I'm Farmer Joe. Welcome to my establishment. And you said you were here for the goblins?
yes, yes.
Well,
Oh
that's
yes.
all fine and dandy. They've been causing us a heap of trouble, and between you and me, I don't like trouble.
Oh, neither do I. My name is Anthea. This is my friend,
Goblin Slayer.
Nightface. He's not very fun.
Uh,
He's my sidekick.
well, hi. Welcome to my farm. Uh, so I guess you're trying to track down those goblins, huh?
Yeah, do you know where they came from?
Now I did manage to see some of your tracks, and if you like, I can show you the way.
Yes, but first, I also need to ask you a question. So, are you interested in the? Do you know how to use a pitchfork?
Oh, young lady, I've been using a pitchfork for years. Of course I do.
How many people have you stabbed with it?
None, thankfully.
That's about to change. Do you want to stab some goblins?
Uh, I'm not one for fighting, miss.
I know, but you villagers are actually pretty pathetic. You need to learn how to defend yourselves. So, what I'm suggesting is, have you read that book about the beast in the castle and how a girl falls in love with him? And how, in that story, all the villagers ganged up on the beast and went to get these pointy, stabby things.
Roll for persuasion.
18!
Jeez. Yeah, you rolled better to him. Yeah, I guess I could rally the folk.
Yes, do that. Make a sort of guard at all the entrances to the farm, and when they come near you, just stab them. Also, I suggest long range things so you don't have to get too close to them.
Goblin Slayer nods and agrees.
See,
That's
even the professional stabbing dude agrees. There you go.
you best hurry. Nightfall is coming. Goblin Slayer
That,
states coldly.
that's very ominous. I think we need to work on that. But I'm gonna turn back to the farmer. I'm just gonna be like, "Don't worry, I believe in you. You can do this. You're the only thing that you and all the villagers here are the only thing that's going to stop this village from going under. You can do this."
Oh, well, miss, your encouragement encourages me. But before I do
Funny.
that, I'll go ahead
my
and
God.
show you where I think those goblins might be coming from.
Yes, please do that.
And Farmer Joe goes ahead and leads you and Goblin Slayer to a bunch of tracks. And upon
Awesome.
actually, let me do something. Goblin Slayer looks at the tracks really quickly. Oh shit, 20. He's Goblin Slayer, of course. Goblin Slayer looks at the tracks and he tells the farmer to go ahead and head back to town and get everyone prepared.
I
Uh,
believe in you, Farmer Joe.
and
Can I give him a cool nickname?
Sure. Besides Joe, why not?
How about Goblin Slayer?
Oh, what? You want to call Joe Goblin Slayer?
No, I'm gonna call him John Proctor. There we go.
John Proctor. Okay. So John Proctor goes ahead and heads back to the village to warn everyone and get
Awesome.
them ready. Goblin Slayer, fucking rolling a 20, knows exactly where these goblins are.
Cool.
Uh, he looks at you and just coldly says, "Follow me, but put this on." And he hands you a helmet, very cheap helmet, just like a football helmet.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna hold it like under my arm, just for a little bit until we get to the actual fighting.
Do you
Um,
have any chainmail on?
no. The thing with that is, I have disadvantage in armor because I'm a witch,
Oh,
specifically a nature witch. So
stand
I
behind
can't
me then.
actually. Yeah, I can't actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna hide behind it. But
Put on the helmet.
I am gonna cast Goodberry and offer it to him.
Goblin Slayer takes the berry, he examines it, and shoves it through the hole in his helmet. In his yeah, in his helmet. You can hear him chewing the good berry. Thank you.
No problem. So I'm just gonna head on through following him.
Yep. Goblin Slayer follows the tracks and he comes upon a cave. This is most likely where they're making their nest.
Can I cast light?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch. I think how light works is if you touch something, then it lights up. Let me just look at it because I want to do something, but I don't know if I can. Um, there it is. I'm just googling this. Um, yeah. I'm gonna wait. Is Goblin Slayer no larger than 10 feet in any direction in any dimension?
No, he's about average height, 6 foot.
Okay, I'm gonna smack my hand on his like chest plate, and I'm gonna cast light on his chest plate.
Goblin Slayer looks at it and sees that as illuminating him, and he kind of groans.
You first.
This might be disadvantage.
It's fine. It's just a spell. It only lasts for like I don't know, like an hour or something.
I find the
Yeah.
torch to be better.
Yeah. Well, no. So remember, you're my sidekick.
Goblin Slayer takes about 10 feet into the cave, and he looks around. Might be a hobgoblin in here.
What?
He examines everything. Holy shit! Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
I
That's
wish
so
I was kidding.
ominous.
I just rolled another fucking 20.
This dude is so ominous.
Damn, that's just like him too. Fuck. All right. Goblin Slayer looks around and he turns back to you. This nest most likely contains 20 goblins and a hobgoblin.
Do you have a bomb?
Yes.
Good. Does the cave like can I roll perception and look around and see if the cave slopes downwards anyway? Is there more than one path or is there just one
Go
path?
ahead.
Hey, I got a 7. Wait, do I have multiple perception? Oh, +3, so 10.
10. Generally what you can see from radiating from Goblin Slayer's chest, which is most likely 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you you kind of see that the tunnel goes down a ways, and then it just splits into two directions.
Do
Uh,
you have 2 bombs?
Goblin Slayer looks at you and just kind of tilts his head to the side. We can blow up the entrance and light a fire in here and suffocate them all.
You know what? That's better than my idea. So sure. Yeah.
The only problem is if they have taken any of the people from the village.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay.
What do you mean?
So there's some girl that I rescued, and her sister was taken. I forgot that she existed for a minute, but that does not negate the fact that I care. So
Shit. I think I'm gonna finish this to completion here.
yeah, cool.
Oh God. All right. Goblin Slayer doesn't say anything for about 10 seconds, and he tilts his head to the left and then tilts it to the right. Then he looks at you and looks down the cave. Do you know how many days it's been since she's been
No,
taken?
no,
Do you know how many days the goblins have been attacking?
no. I mean, a week apparently.
She's most likely dead.
Yikes. Wow, this is a really tough moral decision, isn't it? um.
I'm not. I was trying to be nice. She is dead.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if Goblin Slayer thinks that, that's fine. Okay, let's do that. Let's go. But if we get backlash, you're the one who suggested it.
All right, follow me outside the cave.
Cool. I'm just gonna follow after him.
So he leads you outside the cave, and he kind of examines the left to the right.
Mhm.
It looks like there's a forest beyond the cave here. The
Mhm.
goblins most likely have escape routes to the back. If I'll prepare everything on this end. If you can make sure there's no escape passages in the forest.
Yeah. I'm gonna go look for them then.
Okay,
Right.
so you're gonna enter the forest, and Goblin Slayer is gonna be, yeah, he's preparing. He's you see him start reaching for powder in his satchel, and you see him taking out sticks of dynamite and so on and so forth, and you see him just kind of lining the cave with the wall.
Mhm.
So you can go ahead and head into the forest, and
Cool. I'm gonna head into that
okay. Uh,
and just
you
have
walk
a have a
you walk in the forest
around.
for about a minute or two. Go ahead and roll for perception.
Ba, 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 ba. 8. No, wait. 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in, you kind of hear you hear like snickering or grunts coming
Mhm.
from a distance.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. So I have a like a race ability that allows me to hide even when slightly obscured. So I'm gonna hide.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead and
gonna.
stealth.
Uh. Yeah. I think I need to roll for that. 7. Stealth. 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 8.
All right.
And I'm gonna head
As you
towards.
okay, as you
This
head
thing.
towards the grunts and the sounds, stealthily,
Mhm.
you see a couple goblins, and
Mhm.
they're kind of fighting over something. You're not too sure what they're fighting over. You can't really see it too clearly just yet. But you hear them grunting and arguing with each other, and they're kind of fighting over something.
Can I try and like get a little bit closer to see?
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna pull a little bit close. Travel forward. I'll have to roll perception for that. I got a 1.
As you're moving through the bushes, a leaf hits you in the eye. Not a
Oh,
leaf, a twig hits you in the eye,
damn it.
and it does 1 damage.
Damn it. So I'm gonna like sort of move, like duck under the twig and try and get a better look. 15. Wait, what's that? 50, 18.
You see the 2 goblins. They're near a hole, and you see what they're fighting over. It's a corpse, and they're kind of eating it.
What does the corpse look like? Is it wearing a dress?
It's from what you can see, it's female.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
Alrighty.
To see what I can do with Minor Illusion first, because I think
Well, you can also cast it up to 3 times, I believe. You can make an image.
Okay.
You can also make you can amplify your voice into like a loudspeaker as well, and something else I don't remember.
I'm going to first of all amplify my voice and like warp it so it sounds like really intimidating, and I'm going to create an image of like a flickering blue flame, like something that looks very demon like.
Okay, so you're going to intimidate them, I'm guessing, huh?
Yes. And I'm just gonna be like, you who disappointed the Dark Lord from the Underdark, you shall be cast down to hell for your you should be cast down to hell for all you have done to disappoint me.
All right, roll intimidation with advantage.
Yay! That's 12 and 8.
Yeah, you intimidate them. They freak out. They see this demon-looking thing. They don't know what it is. And being goblins and small-minded and superstitious, they quickly abandon the body and jump into the hole. And they go ahead and they crawl in that damn hole and escape.
Okay, so first of all, is there any boulders nearby?
Go roll for perception.
20!
You find a boulder that's even small enough for you to roll.
Cool, I'm gonna roll it in front of the hole and hope it...
Alright, you roll the boulder over, and as you finish rolling the boulder into the hole, it kind of rolls into the hole Indiana Jones style. And from within the hole, you hear bones cracking and then it just stops. That's what your 20 gets you. You killed a couple goblins by rolling a boulder down the hole.
Nice. Is there any boulders nearby that can plug up the hole?
The hole's plugged too.
Oh, it's plugged too. Awesome. So I'm gonna go back, and and I'm gonna see if I can cover the corpse with dirt, like, cause it's already in a pit, right?
No, they were not. They didn't care about this corpse. She's just out there in the open.
Is there any sort of like indent in the ground? Can I look for one of them?
Since you rolled a 20, I'll say you do see like a small ditch off to the side.
Awesome. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna carefully pick up the body and I'm gonna put it in the ditch and then start covering it with dirt.
You do that.
And then I'm gonna put something on it. Oh, I'm gonna use one of my race abilities, which is Nature Call, and I'm going to whisper to the future and cause a flower to bloom on the grave.
I think you have to roll for nature, don't you?
I don't. Let me find, because this race is weird. Huh? Oh, found it. I'm not sure if I have to roll it. I might have to.
As
Um,
unimportant as it is, I don't really DM, so I'm gonna say the flower blooms beautifully on the makeshift grave.
awesome.
Just take note that you dumped the body in a ditch.
Mm. Well, it was the closest thing I could find. Like, I wasn't gonna go a whole grave.
All right. Uh,
Mm.
so with the goblins dispatched and the whole plug, it's up to you what you want to do next.
I'm gonna go head back to Goblin Slayer.
All right. You walk back to the cave, and after a minute, you see Goblin Slayer making his final preparations. Uh, I've been rolling this whole time. You've been gone too.
Oh,
When you approach Goblin Slayer, you see there's already 3 dead goblins around him.
having a fun day.
The only good goblin is one that never comes out of its stinking hole.
Cool. So, I took care of the hole. You were right. The girl was dead.
Unfortunate.
Actually, funny story. Yeah, unfortunate. But I did kill the goblins by boulder.
Is the hole plugged?
Yes, the hole is plugged.
Do you know any fire spells?
No.
Goblin Slayer, upon hearing your answer, hands you a torch. Uh,
Thanks.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh gosh. 9.
9. You look towards the cave and you see it's lined with a bunch of fire. And, not a bunch of fire, a bunch of woods just piled and piled at the, like, pretty deep into the cave. And, you also see another dead goblin by that pile of wood.
Gosh.
Uh, as you're looking towards that pile of wood, you see the cave is lined with a bunch of explosives and such. Goblin Slayer turns to you and asks, "Do you know any barrier spells?"
Um, I know cure wounds and I think resistance does something.
Hmm.
Let
Save
me
your
find
cure
it.
wounds for emergency.
Yes. Um, let me quickly look. I just like take out my spell book and I'm just like flicking. Um, okay, well I can create an aura that reduces damage.
Hmm. All right. He turns around and he starts walking towards one of the wicks for the dynamite. It's a
Mm-hmm.
long wick, about like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Uh, he kind of looks back to you and says, "Like the other wick on the other side of the cave."
Okay. So I'm just gonna go over and do that.
And damn, he goes ahead and he lights his end, and it just goes off.
Mhm.
And he starts he walks towards you and waits until you light yours.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cast resistance or like an aura around us.
Might It's gonna be pretty big. You might want to take a few.
Yeah,
Might
we're
want.
gonna step back. Yeah.
You two walk back about 60 feet. Uh,
Hmm.
as you do, about a minute later, the cave explodes and debris flies everywhere. And a couple pebbles hits your magic shield and it just bounces off. Choo, choo.
Cool.
I think that should have done it.
Probably. Yes. Shall we check to see that the goblins have gotten out
Yes.
some other way? So let's do a perimeter check. I'm gonna go and just look around for goblins.
Goblin Slayer follows you. So which way you want? You ready to head to the left of the cave? You want to head to the
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'll go that way.
All right.
Right.
Uh, as you're walking in the woods, go ahead and roll a perception check.
8.
Yeah, you. That's good. Yep, that's good. Goblin Slayer taps your shoulders and points up into the sky. You see a plume of smoke rising into the sky, a little further into the woods.
Let's.
He looks at you and says, "There was another hole. The smoke is escaping from it. They're not
Oops.
going to suffocate."
Let's go towards that. Let's just go that way.
He follows you.
Cool. So I'm gonna. 1 minute. I need to look at what I can do. Frick.
As you approach closer to the sources of smoke, go ahead and roll for perception.
Oh. 12.
All right. As you approach the smoke, you don't see anything at first, but as you get closer, you start to see hands kind of try to crawl. A pair of hands try to crawl out of the hole.
Can I make that echoey voice again?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and sort of like
It's gonna be with disadvantage, though.
yeah, I'm gonna say, all you who have disappointed me, Lord of the Under, you shall suffer for your sins, leave this place and never return. To intimidate with disadvantage. 14.
Well, what was the last one?
6.
Oh yeah, your 14 wasn't gonna cut it either.
R.I.P.
It doesn't work due to the goblin fearing its life from suffocating and burning. It starts scrambling out of the hole. As soon as it does scramble out of the hole, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yay. 10.
You notice that this goblin is very different from the other goblins. It's not wearing any of the cheap armor the goblins are wearing, and on top of that, it also wields a staff. Apart from the swords, the little short swords the other goblins were using. Goblin Slayer grumbles and says, "Hobgoblin,
Okay.
this will be troublesome."
Yes, it may. Are we still hidden? Or can I hide?
No, after your little attempt to try to scare it, it knows where you guys are.
Damn it.
So go ahead and roll for initiative.
3.
Oh shit. Damn. All right. Well, guess what? You did better than the hobgoblin.
Yay. At least I got
But you
that
didn't do
going.
better than Goblin Slayer.
I know, he's just the best.
I don't know why. I don't know why. He rolled a 19. So So Goblin Slayer will go first,
Hmm.
and then you, then the Hobgoblin. So I'll go ahead and roll for Goblin Slayer here. Let's see. All right. Goblin Slayer goes ahead and runs to attack, but as he swings his sword, the goblin is actually one step faster to him, and he's able to dodge the swing of his sword. So
I'm. Mhm.
this is the first time Goblin Slayer has fucked up on something.
I am so disappointed. I'm gonna go and try and whack the goblin with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for attack.
18.
You hit that goblin. Go ahead and roll for
Oh,
damage.
oh god. 1d8. 8.
Do you have any modifiers? Any?
No.
Nope. All right. 8 damage. You crack the goblin across the head in the temple, and it stumbles to the side. But the best you manage to do is draw a little blood from its temple, and it's
Hmm.
just really, really angry at you right now.
Mhm.
Let's do this. All right, the goblin's also gonna go ahead and attack you with her staff.
Aw. We're matching. Besties.
Yes. It rolled a natural 1. So the goblin goes ahead and tries to hit you with its staff. As it does, you kind of are able to dodge it. You take a couple steps to the side, and it swings back. It swings down and hits the ground. It hits a rock, and when it hits a rock, it just reverts, like it just flies back and whacks the goblin in the head again. For for 9 damage.
Oh.
This goblin ain't doing too well right now. Let me.
The dumb goblin.
The goblin seems a lot more wobbly now. So it is Goblin Slayer's turn, and Goblin Slayer's gonna attack. It does hit, and he does 8 damage. And so Goblin Slayer goes ahead and he makes a stabbing motion to the goblin, stabs it right in the shoulder, and kind of goes clean through. And he pulls back, and the goblin just stumbles back and starts looking really, really low on health.
Can I throw a dagger into the goblin's eye, or try my best?
Go ahead.
15.
That does not hit.
What? God, it's so high.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
I forgot about my attack bonus. It's +2. 17?
There you go. That hits. The dagger
Yay.
goes ahead and it flies and it hits the goblin. And depending on your damage, I'll tell you where it hits the goblin.
I got 2 damage because it's a d4.
It scratches the goblin. It cuts the ear off.
Yay.
The goblin, angry, goes ahead and makes another attack at you.
Oh, why me? Why not Goblin Slayer? I was like,
Because you cut his ear off. And it misses you.
That's a minor thing. Also, haha, you missed.
Goblin Slayer will go ahead and attack. And he hits the goblin. And damage. Yeah, the goblin's dead. Goblin Slayer goes ahead and finally stabs the goblin through the head. And just kicks it off. And the goblin falls back with one last... and just thumps onto the freaking ground. And
Nice.
Dies. And Goblin Slayer just leaves his sword there. And he starts looking around, like, very...
Can I pick up the goblin's ear and offer it to goblins or something?
Goblins offer it to Goblin Slayer?
Yeah.
You go ahead and do that, but he doesn't seem very interested in it.
I'm just gonna throw it back over my shoulder then, and I'm gonna search the body for gold.
All
Or like
right, go
anything that I
ahead
can,
and make an
or just,
investigation.
or just like interesting things that I can take from it, shiny things. I'm like a magpie. Investigation. 19.
As you search the goblin, you do find that it had several scrolls on it.
Ooh, scrolls.
And when you take these scrolls, one scroll is of one scroll of cure wounds, and the other one is a scroll of cure. What's the freaking? I forget what the thing that cures curses is called, but that one.
That one.
That one.
I'm trying to find my pen. Where'd my pencil go? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Okay, anyway. Find it. So, how many scrolls?
Just the two. Don't know why the goblin didn't use it, but you know, they ain't that smart. They can't read.
Hit itself in the face. I don't think we should be judging how intelligent it is.
Good job, Goblin Slayer. All right, Goblin Slayer goes ahead and rolls a boulder into the hole, sealing it.
Yay! Teamwork.
And that's pretty much it, to be honest. You
Nice.
and Goblin Slayer head back to the village. Goblins are actually very much taken care of.